In this video, I show you step by step how I tattoo lines of different thicknesses on real skin. I also show you which tattoo machine I use. And so you can practice on fake skin. I'll link the stencil in the video description for you to download. I'll tell you up front that this tattoo, although it seems simple, was a real challenge for me and I made a mistake. So stay tuned so you don't make the same mistake. First, I shave the skin and apply a thin layer of stencil stuff. Now I position the stencil and press it down carefully. The customer was satisfied with the position and we can start. This is my workspace. And as you can see, we need 3 different needles for this design. I currently use the WJX Ultimate needles and have to say that I'm very satisfied with them. I'll link the 3 needles you need for this design in the video description. This is my new tattoo machine, the Mast Pro from Dragonhawk. I searched for a long time for a new machine, with the requirements being that it's affordable, has an adjustable stroke, and is lightweight. I tested countless machines, and the problem most of the time was that the good machines were really expensive. In my opinion, the Pro is currently one of the best machines on the market, and the price is unbeatable. With the code fanitattoo, you get a 10% discount on the needles and the machine. The links are in the video description. For this design, we only need pure black ink. My plan is to start with the thick lines, and for that, I use the 9 round shader needle. For the thick lines, I use a 4.2 millimeter stroke. I do these lines with 8 volts. I apply a thin layer of Vaseline to make it easier to wipe off the excess ink after tattooing. The layer needs to be thin, otherwise the fine needles could get clogged. With my free hand, I stretch the skin and try to get a feel for it. I tattoo about 0.5 millimeters deep. It is important that there is always enough ink coming out of the cartridge. Especially with thick needles, it's necessary to have a good ink flow. So I need to make sure that I frequently dip the needle into the ink. If something is wrong with the ink flow, I need to adjust the needle, either by changing the voltage or adjusting how far the needle extends from the cartridge until it's correct. However, it looks good here. I gently wipe off the excess ink to preserve the stencil. I pull the machine towards me for almost all the lines I make and try to ensure that the needle is drawn parallel to the stencil. In this setting, you can clearly see the angle at which I hold the machine. If the angle is wrong, it's almost impossible to make a clean line. Now let's move on to the long, thick lines. This is probably the most challenging part for beginners. But don't worry, I'll show you how it works. I stabilize my guiding hand with my free thumb and don't try to draw the line all at once. I stay relaxed and can stop at any time. To avoid a visible transition, I leave the skin very gently. Carefully wipe off the ink. Apply some Vaseline and continue. When drawing long lines, it doesn't matter how often you stop and start again, as long as you follow the mentioned steps. It's also important to ensure that the 2 thick lines have a sufficient distance between them so that over the years, as the tattoo changes, they don't blend into one thick line. Therefore, always maintain enough space between the lines. I make the thin lines with a 3 round liner needle. I use a 3.3 millimeter stroke and 8 volts. I set the needle to extend about 4 millimeters from the cartridge. A 3 round liner needle is a very thin and aggressive needle where you hardly feel any resistance on the skin. You can imagine it like cutting with a very thin knife compared to a thick one. With the thin knife, you hardly feel any resistance. So here, you need to be very careful not to tattoo too deeply. Normally I would have finished all the thick lines, but I made a mistake before tattooing and applied Vaseline to the skin because it was very dry. Although I removed the Vaseline, I didn't do it well enough. Now I have the problem that the stencil doesn't stick well to the skin. So I'm doing the thin lines in this area right away. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to recognize the stencil lines later. So always make sure that before you apply the stencil, you either don't use Vaseline beforehand or wipe it off very thoroughly. Even though I've tattooed similar designs hundreds of times, I still make small mistakes. This is how it looks to the human eye, but I try to give you the deepest insights possible into what I do, so I often use a macro lens. I find that very thick and very thin lines are the most difficult to tattoo, which is why I chose this particular design to explain the biggest challenges in lining. It's a great exercise, and you will surely progress in your process by practicing on artificial skin. Don't let anyone tell you that you need to tattoo at least 1.5 millimeters deep for the tattoo to last. I've been doing this for 10 years and I only tattoo just deep enough for it to hold. I could, of course, tattoo deeper, but that would only result in messy lines. That's why I adjust to the customer's skin. For beginners, I recommend practicing depth on artificial skin, and when transitioning to real skin, it's better to tattoo a bit too shallow than too deep. Blowouts can't be undone, but touching up is no problem. For those already tattooing on real skin, I would recommend looking at the tattoos again after they have healed and then adjusting your technique to the result. This will help you get a feel for how tattoos need to be done to heal well. So it's best to always schedule a follow-up appointment. On this side, I decided to do the thin lines first and then the thick ones because the thick stencil lines hold much better. I should have done it this way from the beginning, but I didn't realize the stencil would hold so poorly. When I started tattooing, I just went for it and thought, now I can do it. However, I learned the most when I watched my sister, who is a very professional tattoo artist, and tattooed a back piece together with her. I tried out techniques that sometimes worked and sometimes didn't quite work. Then I looked over at her, did it exactly as she did, and suddenly it worked. And that's exactly what I want to share with you. It's not about having the most knowledge or knowing all the different needle and ink types or anything else. For me, the most important thing has always been watching someone who masters this craft and drawing my conclusions from that to improve myself. Additionally, you often pick up knowledge from elsewhere and feel like you have to try everything at once. But the key to success lies in thinking modestly and taking on small projects like practicing lines and not overestimating yourself. Try to learn this with full dedication. Many thanks to everyone who has already subscribed to my channel. You motivate me to keep going. And thanks to all the channel members who support me month after month. Unfortunately, there is no needle wide enough to draw this thick line all at once. Therefore, I use a 7 round liner needle for this step. Here, I also use a 4.2 millimeter stroke. The needle extends 4 millimeters from the cartridge, and I work with 8 volts. I outline the line and then fill in the area with the 9-round shader needle using small circular motions. For this, I use a 3.9mm stroke. To achieve better ink flow, I adjust the needle to sit a bit further back in the cartridge. Now I fill in all the remaining areas in this way. Let's move on to the first circle in this design. Many tattoo artists start to sweat internally just at the thought of a circle. However, you don't need to worry because if approached correctly, it's not as difficult as it seems. It's crucial to pay attention to the angle at which you're tattooing because, unlike straight lines, you can't pull a circle in one continuous angle. It's important to stop frequently to reposition your hand. In the end, it looks like a continuous circle, but in reality, it's made up of many small lines. I try to pull this line in one go because it's much harder to pick up a thin line in the middle and continue it smoothly. Just as a quick reminder, the stencil lines for the circle in the middle have almost completely disappeared, which is why you should never apply Vaseline to the skin before tattooing. The circle in the middle follows the same principle as the thick square on the outside. First, you make the lines, then you fill in the center, and you're done. Feel free to check out Dragonhawk. The links are in the video description. This is the finished tattoo, and I'm very satisfied with it. If you want to know how I tattoo a realistic design on real skin, check out this video here.